deception, honor, and betrayal. The game begins anew when the epic series Game of Thrones returns. Just one part of your free preview of HBO Max. You'll experience all the must-see originals and the biggest Hollywood movies you won't want to miss. Watch it all anytime. There's nothing else like it. Don't miss a free preview of HBO Max Friday, March 29th until Monday, April 1st. Sign up for HBO and Max and get your first month free. Call 601-8992 or visit cablebahamas.com to subscribe today.
The Bahamas fumbles in the boys under 20 4x1 relay, but we make it up in the girls race. Police reporting a spree of armed robberies over the past 48 hours. The Attorney General says the draft of the exploratory oil drilling regulations are nearly complete, plus the latest on the Bimini Casino that was supposed to generate 300 jobs. We've got those stories and so much more coming up. I'm Paige McCartney, and NB12 starts right now. Happy Easter Monday and welcome again to NB12. The final sessions of the 2013 Carifta Games took place today, but many Bahamians are still roused by last night's races. The Bahamas racked up a few more medals, but it was the fumble by the boys 4x100 under 20 relay team that caused the most commotion. The Bahamas started off with a strong lead when the athletes dropped the baton in the handover to the third leg.
Here we go. Looking pretty good. Team Bahamas is made of the stagger. Team Bahamas gets the first exchange, and they're going down the backstretch. Here comes Jamaica and Trinidad and Tobago. Let's see how that third exchange works. Who gets it? Good exchange. Oh! Bahamas drops the baton, and they're out of it. Here comes Jamaica. Jamaica running all the way around. Here comes Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago and Jamaica. Trinidad and Tobago, Jamaica, down the stretch they come. Trinidad and Tobago and Jamaica. Here comes Jamaica. Jamaica running. And Jamaica will cruise across to the 4x1 relay. Trinidad, the Bahamas, dropping the baton and will not finish. Turks and Caicos will pick up the bronze medal.
But the country more than made up for it, with the girls 4x100 relay winning the gold.
And they're off. It's a good start. And here they go. Here is the start of the race, and here's the exchange. Jamaica taking off. And here's their exchange. Good exchange. Team Bahamas exchange. Trinidad and Tobago exchange. Jamaica, Trinidad, and the Bahamas right there. 1, 2, and 3. Here we go to exchange 2. Good clean exchange. Shawnee Miller running that leg. Here they come as they move around the track. And Shawnee Miller running away with it. Here's the final exchange. Team Bahamas down the stretch. Here we go. Team Bahamas will run to the goal in the girls 4x1 relay.
Both the Bahamas girls and boys teams scored bronze medals in the under-17 4x100 competition. The Bahamas also got gold and bronze in the boys heptathlon and got a silver for the boys under-17 high jump. So far, the Bahamas has more than 13 medals. However, Jamaica still leads us. We'll have the final tally of Bahamian medals in tomorrow's newscast. Well, shifting gears to other news tonight, police are on high alert after residents across the capital were targeted in an Easter weekend armed robbery spree. Celeste Nixon has more in this report.
Following 6 separate armed robberies in the last 48 hours, Assistant Commissioner of Police Anthony Ferguson said police are extremely concerned about the number of incidents occurring in residential areas.
Over the last 48 hours, the police were extremely concerned about the number of armed robberies that took place in the capital. There were several armed robberies, particularly over the last 48 hours, as indicated. We had armed robberies at Soldier Road. There was an armed robbery of Sarah Robinson Road, that's in the Chippenham area, and there were several armed robberies in the central.
According to police, the first incident occurred on Saturday around 11:30 a.m. when a man was robbed of his iPhone and an undetermined amount of cash just after arriving at his home in Garden Hills. In a separate incident later that day, a man was held up at gunpoint by two men and robbed of his white Kia Jeep outside his Sir Lyndon Pinling Estates home. On Sunday, 3 armed robberies were reported. In the first incident, a woman was robbed of her cell phone and cash outside her Hillside Estates home. Around 8:30 that evening, 2 men armed with handguns robbed 2 men of their cash, jewelry, and cell phones during a function at Montague Beach. The third incident occurred on Soldier Road when a local business was robbed by 2 armed men. Ferguson is urging the public to be cautious and aware when entering their homes.
We are extremely concerned with persons upon arrival at home or standing in the front of their residence where there are either 2 or more persons armed with handguns accosted persons and robbing them of personal items. Too many incidents we have seen, particularly over the last couple of weeks, where persons just arrive home and all of a sudden criminals are just there, or criminals are just pass by in a vehicle and turn around and follow them straight home. So we want them to be extremely careful.
While Ferguson could not confirm if there has been a rise in the number of armed robberies, he said police are currently trying to identify any trends and patterns to see if this latest string of incidents is connected.
In some cases, we can say that they are crimes of opportunities, and in some cases we can say that they are plans, because we believe that the criminal element in some cases watches the pattern of persons, and that's why we want people to be aware. Do not take the same route at all time. Watch the time, change the times that you are actually leaving from home, the time when you be arriving home. Make sure, call somebody at home and let them know that you are on your way.
Police are also appealing to the public to come forward with any information. Reporting from B12, I'm Celeste Nixon.
Well, Commissioner of Police Alison Greenslade recently acknowledged that the police force has suffered a black eye amid accusations of police brutality and abuse. But according to Minister of National Security Dr. Bernard Nottage, the shaky ground police now find themselves on does not mean the force is failing in other areas. Christina McNeil reports.
The relaunch of the community-based urban renewal initiative amid claims of police brutality. National Security Minister Dr. Bernard Nottage acknowledging that the two do not go together, but he says it does not mean urban renewal has failed.
Well, there are allegations of police problems between the police and citizens. I wouldn't call it a failure of urban renewal, but I know certainly it's regrettable.
The police commissioner has noted with concern that the public appears to be losing confidence in police. This as a coroner's inquest into the death of 20-year-old Aaron Roll is ongoing, as the family of 35-year-old Jamie Smith awaits a date for an inquest into his death to begin. The men died within 24 hours of each other while in police custody for 2 unrelated matters. The families of the 2 men staged a protest outside Parliament in mid-March. At the time, Nottage refused to address the mourning families and their call for justice. However, Nottage told MB12 the incidents were unfortunate and have placed police and the efforts of the Urban Renewal Initiative in a tough position.
I can't say one way or the other whether it is, but I know that the positive thing is that we're going to continue with doing the things that we're doing with urban renewal. We're going to continue to seek to reinforce for policemen what their role is, what is permissible and what's not permissible, and hopefully eventually we would not have allegations of those kinds. But urban renewal is one of the best instruments that we have found for improving relationships between the police and the community. I think that when the police know the community and the members of the community know the young men, the young women, the older people, they are more likely to develop a positive relationship with them. And not only that, they are more likely to be able to retrieve intelligence information from them.
Last month, Nottage told the House of Assembly that serious crimes are down 14% from the start of the year to February 26th compared to the same period last year. He said Urban Renewal 2.0, along with saturation patrols, the police force's selective enforcement unit, and intelligence gathering had an effect on crime levels. Despite the downward trend in crime, Nottage noted that concern has been expressed about the relationship between the police and those who are taken into custody. Hence, the Royal Bahamas Police Force's order, which speaks to the rights of individuals in police custody and how they should be treated.
The police force has very strict rules for the detention and arrest and what you do with persons who come into the custody. In fact, I tabled the document in Parliament last week. And so there's no excuse for there being any misunderstanding about how to handle members of the public when they are in custody. After all, when people are arrested or being charged, they haven't been tried with anything, and it's very important that their safety is guaranteed by the police who have the authority to detain them.
In the wake of this black eye for the police force, Nottage says perhaps there's a need for greater cooperation between arresting officers and urban renewal officers who are stationed in communities. A move he says may help to rebuild confidence in the police force. Reporting for NB12, I'm Christina McNeil.